tell and have it recorded. It's no problem usually to talk about it, you know, because it's reality, it's true, it's event that really took place. So where do I start with you, Ellie? I'll take it back to how I got to the U.S. back in 1977. My dad came to me and said, you should leave and go to America. Your 3 brothers out there. I said, no, I don't want to go. He said, what do you want to do? I said, oh, I'll be an electrician or plumber because I like working with my hands. Mm-hmm. He said, okay, I left it away. And then a few weeks later, my brother, the oldest brother, who's number 1, was an attorney, and I'm number 9. He said, let's do lunch. So when your brother was an attorney and has a car, ask you to lunch, you just go, you don't think. So we went, and he said, your dad told me you don't want to go to America. What do you want to do? And I told him the same story. And he looked at me and he said, in whose ass are you going to have to kiss for the rest of your life? I said, I know my ass stinks, so I don't think I want to kiss anybody's ass. I'm going to America. So, but that was the easy part, decision making. The hard part was trying to get to the embassy in Beirut and get a visa. So I went with my brother on 3 different trips on 3 different dates, and we couldn't even get into the embassy for an interview. Finally, we went a night before, and we camped in our car, waited in line to get into the consulate, because I had an I-20 from Delgado College in New Orleans. And so finally I got in, and it was a young man behind about 2-inch thick plexiglass with tiny holes in it. And I gave him my passport, all the documentation. I had to do blood tests, physical tests. I had to have a guarantee from a bank. And I got the stamp, and woohoo, what a party that was. Went back home, and I left Lebanon on the 7th of January 1978, and I was supposed to be in New Orleans on the 8th, but I didn't make it to New Orleans till the 9th. So anyway, I fly from Beirut, I go somewhere in Europe, I don't even know where I went.
Do you remember?
I don't remember, it must be Amsterdam or something. It was a little dingy hotel, and of course, knowing me, I got out, it was nighttime, got out to walk around, and there was ice. I mean, there was like a pile of ice that is clear ice, not snow, nothing, clear ice. I remember that vividly. And I said, wow, it's cold, so I went back to my room. And the next day, I somehow made it to the airport. How? I don't know. I don't remember. On the flight here, I hated coffee. The steward said, do you want something to drink? I said, yeah, I'll have coffee. So I got the cup of coffee, and I started stirred with that little tiny straw with 2 holes in it. And I drank the coffee out of straws. I said, that's how Americans do it. It burned a hole in my tongue. Anyhow, so I fly, I land somewhere on the East Coast, most likely somewhere in New York, New Jersey. I don't remember exactly. And I remember flying Jordanian airline, landed in the US, went through customs and immigration, and I thought I was in New Orleans, New York, New Orleans, you know, and unbeknown to me, I was lucky that I met, seeing the stewardess, the Jordanian stewardess, on the plane that I flew to here, that she spoke Arabic, because my English was almost non-existent. And I said, what do I do? Something like that. She said, oh, you missed your flight to New Orleans. I said, what do you mean New Orleans? Well, yeah, you have a 4-hour flight to New Orleans. Wow. And so I need to call my brother. They're going to pick me up at the airport. What do I do? She said, call him Kalag. I said, what is Kalag? She said, he'll pay. I said, no, he'll beat me up. And so finally I went and got some change, started figure out how to use the phone. I've never paid for a payphone. So I figured it out, called them and told them that I missed my flight, that I won't be there till the next day. After she helped me with all of that, I said, what do I do now? She said, go get a hotel room, spend the night. I said, okay. So I had 2 suitcases and I grabbed them and also I can help. You know, I had those electronic sliding doors. And there was a yellow cab sitting right in front of the door. And all I could see was his eyes and head because he was really scrunched up. I looked and I said, and he was African American, and I said, I'm not leaving this airport. And the reason is because Hollywood did not do them right in portraying them as not good people. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I stayed at the airport that night.
So you just turned around and went right back into the airport?
Oh yeah, no, I never left the airport. Never left the airport. So I stayed there. I don't think I slept that night. Next day I fly to New Orleans, and I make it down there, and I got met there with my 2 brothers and a cousin of mine. And so you take this young Lebanese, 20 years old, just finished high school.
Which is another great story.
Yeah, and you move them into New Orleans, Fat City. It's called Fat City for a reason. It's like 1 square, half square mile or 1 square mile of nothing but bars, nightclubs, and it's just party town. It was really a party town. Everywhere you went, there was a club. Everywhere you went, there was a nightclub, discos, and it was during disco days, Saturday Night Live and all of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've really never been with a girl before, and I don't know.
So when you think back to that, missing your flight and having to spend the night at the airport, like how did your brothers respond to that? How did your family respond to that? Did they think, oh my gosh, like we can't even get on the plane? Or
They couldn't
just
care.
like, oh, Cal.
They couldn't care. And the problem was with me is that when I left Lebanon, the travel agent did not prepare me what to do, what to expect, and how. They just, here you go, here's your ticket, go. You know, and Lebanese somehow always figure things out.
You always
always somehow figures things out, and they make it. There's a saying about Lebanese, I remember, in Lebanon going to school and such. They say, you take a Lebanese, you throw him anywhere in the world, they hit the ground running. They don't stop.
That's definitely the case for you.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that you would take things apart as a kid.
Oh yeah. I never put them together because I never followed the step or remembered to backtrack.
But you were willing to take them apart.
Oh yeah, I was willing to take apart toys, especially toys. My sister would bring with her from overseas for her kids. And I got in trouble a few times for taking them apart, but not putting them back together. But you know, that experience came really handy in getting in the business I was in, which is repairing and sales, but mostly repairing. And I always enjoyed that. Just an adventure it wasn't something repetitious. It wasn't repetitious that you stamp something every day. You know, like what's her name? On TV with the cherries, chocolate cherries.
Oh, Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
And yes, I enjoyed that. It was really a good experience.
And I think it led to, as you mentioned, like your ability to navigate anything small. I think, I'm trying to remember how you explained it to me. Anything that you could carry, you were able to fix.
Yeah.
So if someone could carry it in broken,
Yeah.
you would fix it.
If it is broken and you can carry it, I will fix it. That was my motto when I finally departed my business back in 2015. That was my motto. We started by just doing vacuum cleaners. And then as time went, I added sewing machines, typewriters, VCRs, TVs, stereo, fax, camcorders. I remember fixing a purse for the woman one time. Yes, I mean, she came in, one of the strap was broken. I said, let me fix it for you. You know,
And you're still doing that today.
oh my God, especially today. You know, when I sold the business, I got rid of everything. I sold the business, I sold my house. I had a big ass house. And when I moved, when I finally sold everything, the toolbox I had, it wasn't bigger than your laptop. It wasn't bigger. It was this deep. I still have it, by the way.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't get rid of that.
No, I didn't get rid of it. I still have it. That I have my tools in it now because I live in a condo. I no longer have a house.
But you fix things
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Right now, I'm really involved a lot with my girlfriend, Ginny, that she opened a business. I don't know why she did. I don't know why I even let her do that. And so all these memories coming back, you know. I wish I didn't get rid of all my tools, and but no, I'm glad.
And I'm sure witnessing her experience this journey
Yeah.
reminds you a lot, probably.
Oh my God, when I started the business, I really did not know much about the whole repair concept. I was more of a salesman when I was working at this repair shop. And during the downtime, I'd go back and watch the guys working. And I would see how they take things apart and why they take them apart. And it just